Welcome to another episode of Streamin with a Purpose. It's time to be inspired and motivated to live your best life on purpose. On Streamin with a Purpose, hear the stories of people who have, despite the odds, dealt with the challenges that life sometimes brings, but who still manage to overcome those odds. If you think life is tough and you have to settle for where you are, my guests and I are here to tell you, you don't have to. I speak to people who were once where you are and are now living their purpose, and I want to encourage you to live your life to the fullest. I am your host, Sylvia Montgomery. Let's take a listen to our next guest. Hello and welcome to another episode of Streamin with a Purpose. I'm your host, Sylvia Montgomery, and I'm so glad that you could join me here today. We have an awesome podcast episode here for you today. You know, we've been working very hard on a web series called House of Sharks. Some of you may have heard of it. It may be a little familiar to you. We just ended season 1 on YouTube. You definitely want to check it out if you have not checked it out. Today, I have joining me 4 awesome people. Some are characters people who portrayed characters in season 1, and then others are characters or people that you will see portraying characters coming up in season 2. So just to let you know, season 2 is coming and on the way. So we're just excited about that. And House of Sharks, guys, let me just let you all know who we have here today. I'd like to introduce and present to some Antwon Fuller, who plays Hector on House of Sharks. Hi, Antwon. Good to have you here today. We also have Wain Jenkins, who plays Pastor Thomas Thornton. How are you doing today, Wain?
I'm doing great. Good to see everybody.
And we also have 2 upcoming actors that you will see in season 2. We have Loretta Burnette and Leslie Barnett. How are you ladies doing today?
Doing great. Happy to be here.
Awesome. Great to see you all. And so, you know, we just wrapped up season 1 on YouTube for House of Sharks. And, you know, I got to tell you, as the writer and creator of House of Sharks, I thought it was awesome, but it's great to hear from, it's great to hear from others. And it's also great to hear from people who actually worked on the project and who will be working some more on the project. So I thought it would just be great just to have a conversation with you guys to hear a little bit more, and also so that our fans could know sort of what's to come with season 2. So my first question is, what was it like being on the set of House of Sharks? And I mainly want to ask Wain and Antwon that.
You want to go first?
You go first, Wain. I went first for last time, so I'm gonna get you.
Okay. Well, I mean, we had such a great time. It was, first of all, very professionally expedited. We were treated really, really well. We, had space for dressing. We had our food. We had great direction. We had everything. One thing that sticks out in my mind, too, is it was so organized as far as what we were shooting on what day. A lot of us travel a good distance. I'm in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, so it takes me, hour and a half to get down to where we were shooting outside of Richmond. So I appreciated the fact that everything was on point. When I was supposed to be there, we shot, and it was a breeze getting through the scenes. And I want to say that really helps you to do your job and do what you need to do when everybody else is doing what they need to do. The actors were so talented. Rest in peace, Alicia. She brought it down, and it was quite an experience. We really are missing her, and but we're going to get on and pop in with new talent, and I think it's going to be even greater. So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, yeah. Like you said, rest in peace, Alicia. She was a really, really good person. My experiences on it, I really enjoyed it because typically I've always played like the same type of character all the time: cop, police officer, FBI, CIA detective. So this was a different character, not really out in the forefront, but but the character was significant. I found to the plot of season one, and I enjoyed exploring the character. I enjoyed the set. It was like I walked in, everything was like really classy, sophisticated, organized. I said, man, look at the set, look at the house, and so and everybody was really nice when you walked in. You didn't feel like there were like egos or people were like you were embraced, and it made it easy for you to like go over your lines and your positioning because everybody was so professional and nobody was like mean to me or anything. Everybody was just warm and welcoming. So I was like, man, let's give me the next script for the next thing because I knew that everybody kind of looked out for each other. So that was my experience.
That's awesome. And it's so great to hear. It's certainly, I don't mind saying that you all know this was my first time doing a movie and or film of that nature. So, it really warms my heart to hear those things. But I have to tell you, the professionalism of the actors for me was just, oh my gosh. I just could not believe the professionalism of the cast that we had. And you all are cast that I selected. And I'm like, wow, Sylvia, A plus, because, when you're working with a talented cast, people who are just so in tune with their craft and are constantly developing it and working on it to make it better. I mean, you just can't help but produce a great quality product. And I just want to thank you all for just taking the time to be a part of that. Now, you did mention Alicia White-Foxx, and we certainly want to say a little bit about that because she came onto that set and it was her first acting role in that type of setting as well. I know that she had done a couple of stage plays, but she had never been in front of the camera like that. And what she brought to that character, what she brought to Sissy was just awesome. Do you guys want to just share a little bit about what it was like working with Alicia White-Foxx?
Well, I had met her for the first time. For some reason, we clicked immediately. She was such a warm person anyway, but she and I clicked. We didn't have a lot of scenes together, but I was like sitting watching her in awe when we did have scenes together. And she was very accommodating. She didn't have a diva attitude at all. And I even think about the last time I saw her. I saw her on the highway driving back from our last episode. She was in her convertible and she waved and I waved, and I keep thinking that in my mind that was the last time I ran into her. But she was just that type of person. We just clicked and we had great conversations, and she was a warm person, as all the cast members were. I agree. Everybody had, they're all like similar. We all had a drive to do it. We were all kind of, a lot of us hadn't been doing that kind of work, and I think we were all very conscious to do a good job. And she was just great to work with.
Well, as for me, I didn't really get a chance to work with her. I saw her work. She greeted me when I came in and we spoke briefly, but I wasn't really fortunate enough to really have a scene with her. But I did watch her work and I admired how she went about her character and how she brought it to life. And then when I saw it again, I just kind of was like, wow, that she has something special. I mean, I regret I didn't have any scenes. You were lucky, man. So but her spirit lives on through the House of Sharks. I can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
I had met Alicia years ago, about 20 years ago, and she told me when she found out that I did commercials and plays and stuff like that, she said she always wanted to do something like that. I said, go for it. So I gave her some casting agencies and stuff like that. And then the next time I saw her was on your set when I was there season one, but I didn't have a role. I was just doing background. But I seen her again then. I hadn't seen her in like 20 years. And then I've been looking at the episodes, and she was phenomenal. So I'm glad that I got to know her, and I'm glad that she got to live out some of her dreams before she left us.
Well, I did not know that far, long ago, that's what she was aspiring and that's what she wanted to do. So I'm just glad that she got the opportunity to do that. I literally, when I saw the Sissy, or after writing the Sissy character, she was the first person who came to my mind. I literally just picked up the phone and told her, I have a part for you. And having no idea that she was just going to blow it away at that degree, but she certainly did. And so Antwon, did you feel
Yes.
any connection at all with your character, Hector? With who you
Yeah,
are?
it's crazy because like I say, I'm a musician and I've had people come to me just like Hector did to the main character and was like, hey, if I can get this to a record label, I can get this to a producer, I can get this. So I kind of related to that when Hector was telling her at the computer, that he had a connection. So, and plus I'm part Latino myself, so I had a connection with that historically, ancestrally, and the music. It was kind of like I kind of didn't expect him to have a connection like that. So I was like, okay, and I had more connection, I think, than Hector, but I was able to relate, far as being able to like help somebody. I've done that with like younger guys and groups and help them. It's funny, especially like while they're on the piano. I've talked to people that about songs and stuff. So I was able to relate really well to Hector.
Awesome. Well, we want to talk a little bit later, some more about what you do as a musician and, how we can hear some of your music, Antwon.
Yes.
How about you?
Yeah.
Did you see yourself or feel any connection at all with your characters, Pastor Thornton?
It took me a while once I went through the script to really grasp his essence. I've turned down a few roles in the past, pastor roles, because I didn't quite think I had what I needed to like give a sermon and all of that. And when I read the script and I wasn't giving a sermon, and I still had to emote this sort of religious attitude and way of talking, and I said, wow, this is my opportunity to really start getting into a role as a pastor and doing it right. So I appreciated the opportunity to do it. And as we went along, I was feeling it more and more. And once I realized what my actual direction was going to be in the storyline, it was all coming together, and it was over like kind of too quick. So I'm glad we can continue with more shenanigans this time. And it's also interesting that we didn't see all of the scenes being filmed. So when I saw the final production, hey, it all came together, and then I realized what my purpose was, and the other characters, what their purposes were, and what they were destined to do. And then it really, the product is great. I just watched the last 2 episodes Sunday night, and then I realized what everything that was going on. So I loved it. It's kind of fun to not know exactly what's going to happen when you're acting, because you don't know what to expect. Normally we know everything that's going to happen. So it kind of, when we're delivering lines, we already know what the outcome's going to be. But if we don't know what the outcome's going to be, that makes it even more interesting.
Yeah, surprising.
Okay, awesome. Great. And you say you got to see what your purpose was a little bit, and there's so much more to come in season 2, right? But we'll talk a little bit about season 2 also. And I know, Loretta and Leslie, you weren't in season 1, but you have some roles coming up in season 2. And without giving too much away, what was it about the script for all of you, or the character that you played or will be playing, that just made you want to be a part of it?
Would you like
first?
to go? Okay, I can. I've been waiting, I think, my whole life for a role just for me. I mean, I did have one role just for me, but that's been a while ago. So I've been waiting for another one. And this is different because I'm always playing someone nice or a teacher, a doctor, a psychiatrist, a mother. I've been a mother so many times. But this is challenging for me, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm not going to give away anything. I don't know if you want to say yet, but I connected with the character because I'm not really into the horoscope things, but I am a Gemini, and I've been told that there's two sides to me. My name is Loretta. There's a Lo and there's Retta. And Retta connects with this character quite well. And then some other things about this character. Well, I just came back from New York visiting my daughter, and I even took the script with me there. I have it on my phone, and I have it, the actual paper script. And because I just been studying this character inside and out and trying to develop this character.
So for me, I am a very chill person, very relaxed. My aura is very just zen. And I tend to gravitate towards characters that are maybe the opposite of that, a little more sassy. And I have a lot of fun playing characters like that. So reading the script, I just thought it would be really fun to play this character and just kind of dig into her and see what's going on. And yeah, I'm just really excited to be a part of this. Like Loretta, I've played teachers. I'm a teacher in real life, so there's that. But I've played teachers and, the girl next door, and but I've also played opposite. And this has just been a fun experience to just kind of like stretch my acting abilities and my acting wheelhouse. So that's what I'm getting from this experience, and I just can't wait to really just dive into it.
Well, awesome, awesome. I'm so glad that Sim Solutions can help you all with that, or should I say Sims Productions. It's just great being a part of helping people to live their purpose and to do what they were meant to do. Do you feel like acting is part of your purpose as what you were meant to be doing?
I think this is my purpose. Yeah, this is definitely my purpose because I eat, sleep, and drink acting and singing. I'm not happy, and I do it full time ever since 2014. So I was doing it while I was working and being a mom and a wife, but now I'm doing it full time ever since 2014. So I love it. I wouldn't trade it for nothing, and I thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yeah, even for me, like most of you know, I was a construction worker. Then I actually modeled, and then from there, I got an opportunity to do an audition for a major project in Washington, and I had not acted ever before and got the role. And the rest was history. When I got the applause and the bright lights were in my face, I said, this is what I really want to do.
Yes.
So I was juggling my 9 to 5 and the acting for a while, and then I got the opportunity to make it work where I can get the roles and I can make the money I need to make, and I've been really happy about it, and that's a yes for me. I feel very satisfied with what I do. It's rewarding, and it's a passion. I enjoy it, and it's always a blessing when you can do what you want to do as a profession, and what drives you and what you enjoy doing. That's the big thing. You hate to go to a job that you're not comfortable with, and it's hard for you to do it. And acting comes natural with me, and I'm a Gemini, so I can switch from one to another.
Oh, got two of them. Oh no.
And it's very true. I mean, I just flip a switch and I'm a different person. It's just natural for me.
Yes.
So am I next? Okay. All right. Well, I'm not a Gemini, first of all. Unfortunately. I should be a Gemini now since we got so many. But anyway, I do feel like the acting is meeting my purpose. It was something I enjoyed as a little kid. You know, how you pretend to be things and try to act like the things on TV, and it developed into talent shows and plays at school that I went to, extra work when film companies came to Virginia, and it just started expanding from there. And I started to enjoy how it affected people. So then I became, just like Denzel said, I was particular about what I picked as a role. You know, I didn't want to do anything that would just like, you know, really stereotypical or kind of hurt the community. So I kind of took certain roles, but then next thing I know, I'm detective, FBI, police all the time, but I'm fine. It is what it is. So I don't, you know, at work I get this little iced tea and Steven Seagal thing, I guess because of the hair and the facial thing, because I don't look like either one of them. But I like the way it fulfills me by being able to go, okay, can I read something off this page, embody it, make it be believable that somebody go, because when you're acting, people have to feel like, yo, that's him. Now, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, then they go, oh, that was trash, that's fake. So it's got to be believable, and I'm an honest person. I like to, you know, if I say something, I want it to be, the truth. I want it to be like, hey, you know, that came from him, and that's what acting helps me do. And I think it does fulfill a purpose because it touches people, and that's what it's about.
Yeah, I would echo what everyone says. Acting is living truth under imaginary circumstances. That's from Meisner. So I absolutely agree with everyone. It lights me up like a Christmas tree. No job has ever done that for me. And I know that if I can be on set for 16 hours and then get 4 hours of sleep and then get back on set the next day and I'm okay with it, it's my purpose. I'm supposed to be there. Um, I absolutely love acting. Like I said, I started about 13 years ago, and for me, it was kind of a circle moment. I did some skits when I was little. I would do little dance routines with my cousins and my friends and stuff. And life happens, and you kind of just do a little circle, and you get back to it eventually. And it's just been like one crazy journey, one crazy ride, but I would not trade it for the world. I love the effect that you have on people when you do projects that have purpose and meaning. When someone can come up to you after a show and say, hey, I really relate to what you're saying, or my family went through this and that, it's a healing principle behind it, for me at least. So that's where I feel my purpose is really driven from, is the healing from the arts. And absolutely love being creative. I'm a very creative individual. So anything that I can do where I can step out of my box, my normal box, and just, bring a character to life or whatever, just bring that creativity to it, I'm all for it. And yeah, it's definitely my purpose. I wouldn't do anything else.
Awesome.
Unfortunately, I'm not full-time yet, but I'm working on it.
It's great to hear, guys, that you're living your purpose. I just love that. I love that. And I'm definitely in the room with some career actors here. It's no doubt in my mind that there are not some people watching who are wishing they were where you are or wanting to get into the acting field. What advice would you give to someone who feel their purpose is to be an actor, but they don't know how to get started? And they are afraid of the rejections that they might even likely get, because that's all a part of it as well. There's a lot of auditions that need to be done, and sometimes we don't feel like we're up to par. So what advice would you give someone who just want to be where you are, just sort of walk in your shoes today?
I would say
Let me go.
start. Start.
I'll go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
no, go ahead. After you.
Oh, I was just gonna say, just start. I mean, yeah, rejection's gonna come, but you have to be like a duck with the water on its back or whatever. You just gotta let it roll off, and know that that last experience will help build you for the next experience and audition and so on. It's a building block. So no one likes rejection, but it is part of the gig. And if you don't take it too personally and you just keep going, um, you'll eventually get somewhere. But it's when you stop that you probably won't get there. So I just say just keep going. keep going no matter what. Even when you feel fearful and doubtful, just keep going. If it's your passion and it's your love and it's something that you can't stop thinking about day and night, then that's the path you're supposed to be on. So just keep going. Go ahead, sir.
All right. Are you a Gemini? Okay.
I'm Pisces.
Okay. I'm a Taurus.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
I would say that my advice is go into it. Everybody's not going to say yes to you, but everybody's not going to say no. So if you go into it with that attitude, you know, you're not going to get every gig, but the main thing is you will get some. So kind of going into it going, okay, I'm going to give it a best shot. But if you don't, the best thing to do is rub elbows, network, you know, connect with somebody that maybe got that, or maybe, you know, networking, I think, is the best thing, because like I said, you're not going to get every part, but you can connect with people that it may not have been meant for you to do that one, but okay, maybe this next thing is a situation. So you start building a network of friends that somebody could call you, be like, hey, I think this one's for you. I know you didn't get that last one, but try this one. So it's like she said, keep going, keep moving. It's when you stop is when you get discouraged and depressed. Just don't worry about rejection. Just kind of go, okay, that's going to come, but everybody's not going to say no. And you start to build a portfolio, because you got some people that look at what you've done and be like, okay, he's done this, this, and this. Let me give him a shot. So if you just give up, you're not going to have a portfolio to show anybody. So that's what I say. Keep it going.
Right. You got to you have to take criticism. That's one thing, and I had to learn that. You have to listen to what people are telling you, whether it's the director or it's an agent, or listen and take heed. And, you know, if they aren't totally on point, you can understand that. But you have to be a listener, and you have to be able to take criticism before, during your audition, and then when you get a part also. So I had to, that was one of my hardest things to overcome, because I'm a sensitive person. If you say, well, my shoes are ugly, I'm gonna be thinking about that all day long. And that's just the way I am. And I've learned to not be that way anymore, and I can take criticism, and I've been doing much better after that. And like you say, you don't get every role, and I always say, if I don't get it, it wasn't meant for me, you know. And but I've been fortunate. I've gotten some roles I really wanted, and I got them. I worked toward it, and they were a success. So there's some give and take there. Just be flexible, be patient, and don't stop. Like everyone's saying, don't stop. I submit auditions all week long. You know, I submitted one today, and I just let it sit, and maybe in a week or two I'll hear something, maybe not. But I don't put all my eggs in one basket. I move them around, and I submit for things that I think I can do, and that are believable. And there's some things that come across, I said, no, I can't do that because of certain aspects of it, and keep it moving.
Well, my advice would be to, first of all, know that what God has for you is for you. I'm a firm believer in that. And don't beat yourself up when you go on an audition and you don't get the job. Just know that you've done the very best that you can, because you're going to get some no's, and not because you're bad. You're just not right for what that person is, that casting agency or agent is looking for that particular role. And I would say start with casting agencies, reputable ones, you know, that you've heard of, and ask questions. And even if you don't have to go somewhere by yourself, you don't bring them into the audition with you, but let someone know where you are at all times. And what else would I say? And just know that, don't beat yourself up if you feel like, oh, I could have did that this way, when you see the actual, you know, character playing that role or whatever, because I've done that before. But then I've gotten calls for things that I've been rejected for something else, because I did my best and they saw that in me. So I would say, like everybody say, I would echo what everybody say as far as keep going, keep trying. It's like a numbers game. The more you audition for, just like sending out invitations, the more people you send them out to, the more your party would be filled with people. So it's the same with the auditions. The more you do, the more you get. and you'll learn as you go. So network, just keep trying, keep praying, and don't take the criticism as a bad thing. Learn from it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can I add one more
Yeah.
thing?
Sure.
Also, just remember, anytime that you get the opportunity to audition, you're getting the opportunity to do what you like, what you love to do, which is act. So you're getting the opportunity to perform. So remember that when you're
Right.
auditioning, you're performing. You're
Mhm.
doing your best, like everyone is saying right here. You're doing your best. You're showing them what you can do with a character given to you. So
Mhm.
let them see it,
Yeah.
because you may not be right for that part, but you may be right for another part that they're thinking of another project. And casting people are connected within each other. So they'll send you off to another casting person and say, hey, I have this person. I think they're right for this person. Check them out, whatever. So I just say, you may not get that role, but if you do your best, like everyone here is saying, then you may be right for another role. Just
Mhm.
don't give up. Just keep going.
Great advice, guys. That's great advice. And you know what, Leslie, I actually, as I was auditioning for some up and coming roles, some new characters in season 2, I had an audition with this gentleman who did not make is not going to be seen in season 2. However, I'm already like thinking ahead, like, what can I do with this person? Because, I really like him. And I would like to see him doing
Mhm.
something within the series of House of Sharks. So there will possibly be other opportunities coming down the pipe. So I love that. All of the advice has just been great. It's been awesome. One more thought though, on purpose. I heard the word network and building the network and, making sure you have the right network of people. Um, if it's someone new just getting started that has not acted at all, how do they find the people they need to connect with? And how can they come about auditions? How can they find auditions?
I get
Who's
that
first?
question all the time. I mean,
How
back in the
bad?
day, believe it or not, back in the day when I started, Craigslist was a source for getting acting jobs, and it wasn't known as what it is now with the sleazy stuff that it might infer. So there's multiple websites that some you pay for, some you don't. Just Google, because you can find anything you want from Google. And I don't know if we want to put names out of exact websites that we all know about, but um, that's the way to do it. And once you get one job, you meet people, it's like a snowball effect. And you run into them time and time again. You meet new people every time you do a project. And if you do the job well, people remember you. I get so many, offers for stuff because they saw me doing something else or they worked with me on something else. And that's the primary way. I don't know what everybody else can say about it.
Yeah, I'll go back to just starting. So, like what Wayne is saying, if you just start somewhere, you'll eventually network on that project, and then that snowballs into other projects. So, if you can just get your foot on set as background, then I tell you what, you will be able to network because all actors do is network on background. That's what we do. Also, like he said, Google reputable casting sites. Not everything is reputable. So you definitely want to Google that. Facebook also has some acting groups that you can take a look at and check out. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. Great advice. Where can House of Shark fans find you outside of the work that you do on the series?
On social media, my acting page is vocalist actress Loretta Burnette, and my IG it's under LowBurn07, and you can just put my name in; it'll come up. Because I sing with a couple of bands, Special Edition and the original Moonlighters. They have pages. The films that I've done, Water's Not Enough, Cookie Carson production, that has a page, and her short film that I'm a part of that's done a lot of film festivals. Which Line Are You In? So you can find it on all those different pages. And I try to always put a little snippet of my singing, my acting, my commercials, and they go down the list. I can't even keep up with them unless I go to IMDb. So you can always check IMDb under my name as well to see all the things that I've done. But I usually post if it's not a private event where I'm going to be singing or something like that. And if it is private and when we're able to post, I'll put some of it up on my page or something like that.
You can find me on Facebook, Antwon Fuller, TWVE with an accent over the E, like cafe. I have IG, Twitter, Spotify, Spotify/TWVE. You can find I got some actually 2 albums on there, EP, and a few singles. So so Twitter, TikTok, I got some stuff on there. So you just Google Antwon Fuller or Toive and my picture come up, something colorful. So you'll better find me.
All right. I'll go next. You can find me on Facebook, Wain, Wain Jenkins. Once you do the WAIN, I should pop up. I even want to say, we were talking about getting jobs. I don't know how many I've gotten off of Facebook. People would send me a message and it starts right there. Of course, I do Instagram, not as much, but I have an Instagram page with the same WAIN Jenkins. I'm on IMDb. And I love that site. I can post, current work that I'm doing. And that's how you get a hold of me. But I was gonna say, like, films, I have a couple of films that are on Tubi, and it's also Amazon Prime, but I have starring roles in Thanksgiving Roast. It was done a couple of years ago, and last year we had a sequel, A Naughty Christmas Mess. It's like a Friday kind of movie. Everybody's crazy. I'm the dad of the house of all the wild and crazy characters. Then I did some work on Rustin with Domingo and Mayor of Kingstown. I did some work there in Pittsburgh, and a new film. Lee Daniels sent me a request to work with him. It's been over 2 years ago on this film he's been kind of keeping under wraps, and now I just read where it's been sold to one of the streaming channels, and that's Deliverance. And he put me in a scene with Glenn Close, and I was really in awe of that moment. And she was so nice.
Congratulations.
So, I mean, I've been blessed.
Amazing.
I mean, I could go on and on about some of the people I've worked with, and a small, started out as, say, background, but, sometimes you do background and they pull you up and say, hey, we want you to do such and such. So turn your nose up on background, because background is really a way to learn, and you're there. You might get to set and not even be asked to perform, but you're there and you can network, as we were talking about. So basically that's where I can be found. I do a lot of commercials. I have some running in different parts of the country. I said I'm a full-time actor, so I also do standardized patient work. I act for some of the universities, and I do industrials, which I just got one the other day, and those are very good ways of honing your skills and just different characters you can play.
Well, I certainly left out a lot of stuff listening to you all. YouTube,
I know, right?
Amazon,
Go back.
Amazon Prime, YouTube, commercials, industrials, you name it. But I put parts of it on all of my pages, so that's why I didn't name them all. But yeah, I left out a whole lot of stuff. Tubi and Voodoo, other one. So we got some stuff on there. But for my man, the list goes on. It's on my page. But yeah. So.
We did For My Man together too. I remember that.
Yeah, we sure did. That's where I first met you, I think. Yeah. House of Cards.
That's where I got started, House of Cards.
House of Cards, yeah.
I
That
think
too,
it was
yep.
The Wire for my biggest thing, being seen or whatever, HBO, The Wire. But before that, film and plays and stuff like that. But The Wire is where I think I really got the bug to keep going, because everybody was calling me. I saw you, I saw you, I saw you. And I was like, Gemini, like, yay.
Yeah, we got a thing.
Yes. Yes. But now,
Um,
Leslie.
oh yes, yeah, I do have a IG page, and you can find me under Miss Shine 28. I post a lot of inspirational things, but as well as acting, my monologues that I practice, and just a lot of acting things, projects and whatnot. Like everyone else, I've done the industrials and the commercials. So I filmed a commercial last month. Yeah, I think it was last month for Capital One. So hopefully you'll be able to see that around the Olympics, because that's
In
what they
your
told us.
wallet.
So hopefully you'll see that then.
Right.
Yeah, and I IMDb. IMDb is another place that you can find information on projects and things that I've been working on and that I have worked on.
Awesome, guys. Now, season 2 of House of Sharks, we will start filming season 2 very, very soon. So you will be seeing that on YouTube. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. And you can find it on youtube.com/the @Sims with 2 M's _TV. And that is where you can find the House of Sharks series. We are really excited for season 2. And why should people be excited for season 2? Do y'all think that, for those of you who know what's happening in season 2, what do you think? Do you think people need to watch House of Sharks in season 2?
Absolutely.
If you like
Yeah,
season 1, you're gonna love season 2.
So we
Gotta
can't
watch
really,
season 2. Got to watch
you
season
gotta
2.
watch it.
You must.
We can't give anything away, right? But if
Mhm.
they don't watch season 2, I think they're really gonna miss a lot of what's to come. They're gonna see some new characters in season 2. They're going to see some old characters doing some new things in season 2. And you're just really gonna see the characters just they're taking shape, and they're just, forming into, I can't even tell you, because it's just too much to give away. We can't take that chance, but you definitely want to stay tuned for season 2 of House of Sharks, because there is just so much more to come. These characters, I tell you, these actors are awesome. I'm just look at the experience that's right here on the screen. So you have these guys and then more. So, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out and being a part of the podcast today. It's been truly awesome. And maybe we can do this again, guys. But this has been awesome. Thank you so much. Any last thoughts or final words you want to say before we leave the show today?
I'd just like to thank you for the opportunity for seeing in me what I've been seeing in myself, and I had started losing a little confidence because things were getting slow around COVID and all. But you boosted something inside of me, so I'm excited to get started. But I would say to anyone out there that's looking to get into the acting, I wanted to add, be your authentic self. I had a problem with that because I worried about what people thought of me. How am I going to look making this face? Because I used to do the modeling stuff, and it was just, I don't know what it was, but I had to get out of my head with all of that. Be and do the ugly cry. Just be yourself, and God will take care of the rest.
That's right.
Amen.
I want to say that we are blessed to have such a great writing team to give us the what's on the script for us to be able to convey it on the screen. So, sometimes I work on jobs and I'm like, do you really want to say it that way? Do we need to add a and or that or something like that? It's nothing like that on this. Everything is natural and organic, and that's what makes it easy.
Relatable.
Mhm.
Yes. Good writing. Excellent writing.
Very good writing, good
Yeah.
story, good writing, good
Thank
characters.
you.
Yeah, just watch it. Just
Just
watch
watch
it.
it, right? Watch the great
Yeah.
actors. Thank you
Yeah.
all.
I want to thank Greta Scott too. I know she was behind the scenes and stuff, but she was the kind of one that initially told me about it and was like, "You should audition." I was like, I don't know. And she was like, "Yeah, go ahead," because she's seen me in other stuff, and she's actually helped me. She's been in a couple of music videos that I have on YouTube that go way back. You'll say like 10+ years. So Greta knows me from like way back. So she knows I do acting in it. So sometimes she'll see something and go, you should do that. So I listened that time. So I will say thanks to her, thanks to Sim, Sylvia, everybody else. And especially thank you everybody that's on this podcast. Feel free to message me or add me on Facebook, and let's keep this thing going.
All
Well
Same
right.
here. And
said.
thank you,
Thank
Greta,
you.
for me as well.
Absolutely.
She told me as well.
Yep.
I love Greta.
Thank you.
Greta is
Thank
a
you for the
good,
opportunity.
she's a good person to have in your network, it sounds
She
like.
is. She is. Yes,
Mhm.
my friend.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Mhm.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
You have just listened to Streaming with a Purpose with your host, Sylvia Montgomery. Thank you so much for listening, and continue to stay tuned for our next episode. Until then, bye-bye.